Ever wondered why your debit card could be secretly costing you? Unveil the hidden fees and limits behind your plastic money. Your financial freedom depends on it. Number 1. How much money do you typically keep on your debit card? When it comes to debit cards, it's important to understand that they're not like a traditional wallet where you store cash. Instead, a debit card is directly linked to your bank account. So, the amount of money you keep on your debit card is essentially the amount you have in your bank account. Think of it this way. Your debit card is like a key that grants you access to the funds in your bank account. When you make a purchase or withdraw cash using your debit card, you're essentially instructing your bank to transfer a certain amount of money from your account to the merchant or ATM. Therefore, it's not so much about keeping money on your debit card, but rather ensuring that you have sufficient funds in your bank account to cover your transactions. It's a good practice to regularly check your bank balance to make sure you have enough money to cover your expenses and avoid overdrawing your account, which can result in fees from your bank. In essence, the amount of money you keep on your debit card is the amount you have available in your bank account for spending. Number 2. What is the average debit card limit? Debit card limits refer to the maximum amount of money you can withdraw from an ATM or spend using your debit card within a certain time frame, usually on a daily basis. These limits can vary significantly depending on your bank and the type of account you have. On average, the daily ATM withdrawal limit for debit cards ranges from $300 to $1,500. This means you can withdraw up to that amount of cash from an ATM in a single day. Similarly, the daily spending limit for debit cards typically ranges from $2,000 to $7,000. This limit applies to purchases made using your debit card, whether online, in-store, or via other payment methods. It's important to note that these limits may vary based on factors such as your account type, banking institution, and your individual financial circumstances. Some banks may offer higher limits for certain account holders or may allow you to request temporary increases in your limits for specific transactions. Additionally, it's worth mentioning that debit card limits may include both ATM withdrawals and card spending. So, if you reach your daily limit with ATM withdrawals, you may not be able to make further purchases with your debit card until the next day. Number 3. How much does it cost to maintain a debit card? Maintaining a debit card is often associated with the checking account it's linked to. Many banks offer debit cards as a perk of their checking accounts, but these accounts may come with monthly maintenance fees. On average, you can expect to pay around $10 to $15 per month to maintain a checking account with a debit card. However, it's essential to note that these fees can vary depending on the bank and the specific features of the account. Some banks may charge higher or lower fees, while others may offer fee waivers under certain conditions. One common way to avoid these maintenance fees is by maintaining a minimum balance in your checking account. Banks often waive monthly fees if you keep a certain amount of money in your account at all times. This minimum balance requirement varies from bank to bank but typically ranges from a few hundred to a few $1,000s. Another option to avoid maintenance fees is by setting up direct deposits into your account. Many banks offer fee waivers to customers who have their paychecks or other regular income directly deposited into their checking accounts. This incentivizes customers to use their accounts as their primary banking relationship and helps banks attract and retain customers. Before opening a checking account with a debit card, it's essential to review the fee schedule and account terms carefully. Look for any potential fees associated with the account and consider whether you can meet the requirements for fee waivers. By understanding the costs involved, you can make an informed decision and choose the account that best fits your financial needs. Number 4. Can I spend $5,000 on my debit card? While debit cards offer convenience and flexibility for making purchases and accessing funds, they also come with certain limitations to protect both you and your bank from potential fraud and financial risk. One of these limitations is spending limits, which dictate the maximum amount of money you can spend using your debit card within a given period, typically on a daily basis. Most debit cards have daily spending limits, which can range from as low as $400 to as high as $5,000 or more, depending on your bank and the type of account you have. These limits are in place to prevent unauthorized or fraudulent transactions and to help you manage your finances responsibly. For example, if your daily spending limit is $5,000, you can use your debit card to make purchases totaling up to that amount within a single day. Once you reach your daily limit, you won't be able to make any additional purchases with your debit card until the limit resets, usually at the end of the day or after a certain period. It's important to note that spending limits can vary depending on factors such as your account type, banking institution, and your individual financial circumstances. Some banks may offer higher or lower limits based on your credit history, income, and other factors. If you need to make a purchase that exceeds your daily spending limit, you may be able to request a temporary increase from your bank. However, keep in mind that such requests are typically subject to approval and may require additional verification or documentation. Overall, spending limits on debit cards are designed to protect both you and your bank by reducing the risk of fraud and helping you manage your spending responsibly. By staying within your daily limits and monitoring your transactions regularly, you can use your debit card safely and securely for everyday purchases and expenses.